You guys know that I love talking shit on Nvidia. I'm not here to sugarcoat it, but there was nothing wrong with Nvidia's earnings yesterday. And that's the part that baffles me. So what's going on, guys? It's Ricky, and I want to jump right into this. So Nvidia is not down as much as it was yesterday after it reported earnings after market hours. So thank you to everyone that tuned on in to my live stream where we watched Nvidia report earnings, originally gapping up, but then aggressively pulling on back and hitting lows of 115 per share. With that being said, we began to show signs of a support. We saw overall Nvidia begin to recover, and the same thing happened with the NASDAQ market showing signs of a strong recovery. If you look at this on the larger time frame, this brought NASDAQ back above the moving average and back above the EMA, working its way back up to 485 per share. But the part that is getting a lot of people concerned or asking the question, I just feel bad for beginners. So let me make this very, very clear. There is no excuse. Like, there is no real reason. I can't find one article that states anything negative about Nvidia. Nvidia beat the earning report. Nvidia's expectation for up and coming quarters was also better than expected. Was it not as much of a blowout than what they expected? I think it was really good. I mean, they expected $28 billion in revenue. They came in at 30. Like, this was significantly better than what was expected. The earnings per share was also beat. The guidance was beat. I mean, everything was showing that they were growing. Now, does this mean that Wall Street is just tired and or so overbought that it couldn't factor any more hype in? That is the only thing that I can kind of justify on maybe why we didn't skyrocket. There was nothing bad about Nvidia. Now, should that have justified a sell-off? The only reason that I can justify that, and you guys let me know down in the comment section, it's just unfortunate for beginners because it takes time to learn more about it, but it's buy the rumors, sell the news. And it's not that the news was bad. The news was good. The news was better than what was expected. But if we really ask the question on why the market began to recover leading up to Nvidia reporting earnings, that recovery was in anticipation of Nvidia exceeding Wall Street's expectation. But that's the part that's kind of discouraging about this. And I have said this so many times before. The market is getting ahead of itself so often now, more often than what I've seen in the past, where when these reports actually come out, they're almost like not causing a positive catalyst anymore. And we've seen this, and I guess we're going to have to wait till September 18th to see it again. But now the market's factoring in a rate cut because the Federal Reserve is expected to cut rates on September 18th on the next FOMC meeting. My thing is, because there is so much anticipation of this, the market always likes to factor things in advance. There's this very common saying that just resonated very well with me, where the stock market likes to factor things in advance right away, where if there's any form of guidance, any form of expectation, the markets will go up before these companies actually report better than expected earnings or better than expected economic events, whatever the case might be. But when it comes down to real estate, that's kind of more of a delayed reaction, right? Because it's not as instant. But that's kind of just the I would say, discouraging part about this for a lot of beginners that were anticipating Nvidia to go up or Nvidia to skyrocket. I mean, it's not doing anything crazy. It's not like it's aggressively selling off, because it definitely cannot justify that. But markets are pretty much trading sideways. So I'm waiting to see. Right now, I just closed out my long position. I bought into the lows. I just ended up selling at the highs. But we're kind of lacking progress on the upside. And I know this is, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. We might want to stay patient here. The reason why is if we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, there's a lot of downside potential. There is also the potential of this thing continuing to rise if the market can shake this off. I think that I just want to give the market the time that it needs to kind of paint more of a clearer direction. If it begins to indicate signs of recovery, then I would be more than happy to go long. If it begins to show signs of weakness and lack of progress on the upside, then maybe we can begin to retrace and actually begin to sell off. And because we recovered so quickly, could we retrace just as quick? That is what I'm waiting for. I know that's probably not something that you guys want to hear because it's not telling you what to do, but remember, We're not here to predict. We're here to prepare. And I think it's super important to be aware that we can go either side. But because of what is going on and how the market's reacting, it doesn't technically make sense, right? So why overcomplicate it with our opinions that are irrelevant to the market's reaction and focus on just that, the market's reaction and direction on what it actually ends up showing us. So that's what I'm waiting out for. I still think that there's a lot of money to be made. If it begins to recover, I'll go long. If it begins to sell off, I'll go short. And if you're part of my LPP team, I'll keep you guys up to date. Today's live session was actually a lot of fun because right when the market opened, it gapped up. I ended up selling at previous highs and ended up pulling on back. I bought into the lows and I sold on the rip up. So there's definitely money to be made, but if you are someone that wants to be more careful, more calculated, and focus on more on those quality trades, then again, maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea to stay patient and wait for direction to be more clear so then you can decide to make a more informed decision. Do not make an impulsive trade that you cannot tolerate and that you will not manage your risk on. That is the worst thing that you can do. Remove those emotions, remove those opinions about what you think should happen, and focus more on what the market is showing you is going to happen. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to comment down below or feel free to reach out to me via Instagram, which is the fifth link in the description down below, I believe. And also do not forget, if you guys want to tune on in to our live trading session, we are now allowing you to reserve your spot for LPP 3.0 that is going to be coming out September 1st for our beta testers. If you want to reserve your spot, it's the first link in the description down below. And if you're not yet part of LPP, then there's never been a better time, especially before prices go up. You can sign up now. You will get grandfathered in. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. It's the second link in the description down below. And you will also get access to LPP 3.0 once it comes out at no additional charge. If you wait to sign up when LPP 3.0 comes out, it will be double the price and there will be a monthly subscription tied to it. But if you want to avoid all of that and get it for the best deal, then you have to sign up now. And that's the second link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. I'm excited to keep you guys up to date when it comes down to my Nvidia position. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.